go, oh, go, yeah, go, go.
Good evening, One Church, and welcome back to part 2 of Bride and Boots. So last week I shared about the unveiling that God did in my life, about how He loves each one of us far too much to leave us hidden in our own shame, that God wants us to live a life of freedom. And this week I've been thinking about my wedding rings, about the journey that they've been on. You wouldn't believe the journey that this wee ring has been on. This wee ring has been lost, it's been broken, and it's been surrendered. Yeah, you heard me right. I know, I did it. I lost my ring. I felt terrible, awful. I searched everywhere for that ring. I searched high, I searched low, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Have you ever lost something of value to you? Something that's priceless to you? It leaves you with this horrible wrenching feeling in your stomach. Esther, that I mentioned from last week, she knew what it felt like to suffer great loss, to lose something of value, because at a young age she lost her home, she lost her family, she lost her people, everything that she knew, to then go and live in a king's palace where she knew no one. She must have felt so lost and so alone. Maybe like Esther, you have been feeling lost recently. You had a plan and right now everything's completely up in the air. You feel burned out in your career, invisible or absent in your marriage, completely lost as a parent. I know that I have a newfound appreciation for teachers. Now Luke 19 chapter 10 says that the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost. So if you feel lost, misplaced, absent today, then know that Jesus came to save the lost and to bring them home. He came for you. There's a parable in the Bible that I absolutely love, and it's a parable about the lost sheep. It's a story where the shepherd leaves the 99 to come and find the one lost sheep. Because that's what God does. He leaves the 99 for the one. Why? Because you are valued, because you are loved, because you are irreplaceable, and there is no other you. My ring was lost, but it eventually was found. Are you lost and looking to be found? I remember years ago, whilst I was getting ready to leave work, and I put on my jacket, and as I began to put on my scarf, I wrapped it around my neck and it got tangled and caught in my ring. So I tugged slightly at my platinum ring, and it snapped in half. I kid you not, it was broken. I know what you're thinking. Gillian hen, can you get that out of Lucky Bag? Platinum ring, aye, sure it is, McBride. Do you know that instead of getting that restored at the time, what I done? I took it off and I put it in my purse, and I carried it in my purse for like the next 2 years. Because there always seemed to be something more important to spend the money on, something always took priority. Maybe like that ring, you feel completely broken, snapped in two, damaged beyond repair. Well, I believe that God brought me and Kenny together, and I believe that it was because He wasn't first in our relationship that it broke. I was so broken I didn't think I could ever be mended. I wanted Kenny more than I wanted God. I would rather have died than go on with my family torn apart. And I reached some pretty dark places. I became someone I didn't recognise or even like. Someone full of anger, full of jealousy, full of hatred. Sometimes people and things are removed from our life in order to get our attention. We have a jealous God, and He wants us all to Himself first. Then all these things will be added to you. Is God taking you to a place of brokenness so that He can start to rebuild up something new? He doesn't just want to mend those wee broken bits of your heart. He wants to restore your whole heart. And if you continue to try and mend these broken bits of your own strength, there will always be a weakness. But if you allow God to renew your heart, if you allow Him to make it whole, to make it stronger for God's plan and His purpose for your life, God doesn't discard you because you're broken. He knows that you're not perfect. And guess what? He loves you anyway. It's not easy, but you are strong and beautiful, and God will be your overcomer. And when you get through this, you will be stronger and more beautiful than you already are. God is near to the brokenhearted. Psalm 147 verse 3, He heals the brokenhearted and He binds up their wounds. My mending only began when I surrendered to God. When we surrender to God, we have no idea of the outcome. Esther, she surrendered herself, she surrendered her life to save her people from annihilation, but when she surrendered her situation, herself to God, she had no idea the extent to which God was about to transform her circumstances. God gave her so much more. More than she could have ever imagined, more than she could ever have dreamed of. She surrendered not knowing the outcome. That's what surrender is. It's saying, your ways are better than mine. This may not work out the way that I had hoped. This may not work out the way that I had planned. But your plans, God, are bigger than mine. And I trust that regardless of the outcome, your God will work all things together for good. You know, I didn't have control over my marriage. I didn't have control over the outcome of my marriage, but I did have control over my ring. And after my marriage went south, I decided that now's a good time. Now would be a good time to go and get my rings restored. It was my way of saying, God, I've been lost and found. I've been broken and now I need mended. I need you, God, to come and mend me. I said, God, you know my heart. Even if, you see, if Kenny had came back tomorrow, the problems would have still been there. Trust would have been gone. I knew in my heart that I had to let it go. But that's sometimes easier said than done. So here's what I done next. I surrendered control. I got on my knees and kneeled on the floor and I cried out to God. I cried at the loss of my husband. I wept for my broken family. I surrendered over control of the situation to God. I took my rings off as a symbol and I put them in a box and I placed them under my bed and I surrendered control to God. What things are you trying so hard to control? What are you trying to control that you need to give to God? What do you need to give to God, give control over? Is it your work? Is it your past? Maybe it's your future, it's relationships. Surrender it all and give God the control, because you don't need to control everything when He can. The next thing I'd done is, after I surrendered control, I surrendered my heart. I prayed, God, you know my heart, and regardless of the outcome, I'm giving this heart to you. You see, Kenny had my heart, and I had to take it back in order to give it to God. I said, God, I want you more. I want you more than I want Kenny. I want you more than I want my marriage restored. I'm choosing you first. And it was that moment that was significant in my journey. It was the turning point for everything. What is control over your heart? What do you need to surrender from your heart in order to give it to God? Proverbs 3 verse 5 says, trust in the Lord God with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. It isn't enough to just give something up and surrender it, to let it go. We need a replacement for what we're surrendering. It's, here is what meant the most to me in my heart, God. Here's what means the most to me in my world, and I'm giving it to you. I need you to replace it. I need you to be my whole heart. I was lost and you found me. I was broken and you healed me. You say I am loved. You say I am forgiven. You have a plan and a purpose for my life, and I want that. Do you want that today? Do you want God to find you? To come find you where you are? Do you want God to mend your brokenness? Then ask Him. When you're surrendering your situations, your circumstances, things over to God, remember and ask Him to be the one to replace them. That's the key. He is the answer. He will work all things together for good. Now I want to share this prayer with you this morning. It's a prayer that I found this week in my memory box. It was a prayer letter that a friend had given to me at a time when I was broken and I was lost, and I never thought that I would ever feel whole again. And the reason I want to share it with you this morning is because I believe that someone needs to hear this. Someone needs to hear this prayer tonight, so I'm going to read it to you. Lord, thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me unconditionally. Help me not to question the things that have happened in my life, and instead fill me with your love. I surrender to you, Father. Fill me with your peace that surpasses all understanding. Help me to be still and to know that you are God. I surrender my broken heart to you and ask that you mend it. Set a guard over my mouth so that I would say the right things. Set a guard over my heart so that I don't get hurt. I thank you that you have a plan and a purpose for my life. I surrender my wants and ask that only your will be done in my life. Hear my cry, Lord, and have your way in me. Any feelings of hurt, sadness or guilt, I come and I lay them at the foot of your cross. I surrender every earthly feeling tonight and receive your flowing peace. I lay my heart and life before you tonight, God. And thank you for filling me with your love. Thank you for filling me with your peace. I love you, Lord. I thank you for promising never to leave me. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. Lord, I pray protection over the people that have invited you into their heart tonight, Lord, that you will guard their heart, that you will protect it, that you will make new hearts of the broken by giving them a new heart that wholeheartedly seeks after you, Lord. That there'll be more of you and less of us, that you will be their strength in this season and beyond. Amen.
You are not hidden. There's never been a moment you were forgotten. You are not hopeless. Though you have been broken, your innocence stolen, I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter, I'll be your armor. I hear